This is your latest Manchester United transfer news. Should Danny Welbeck be coming to Manchester United and not Chelsea? Is this another sign of a lack of ambition? Or is it an old player United should be steering clear of? We'll talk about that at the opener. Also, Tchouameni, a raft of information coming in on him tonight. We'll get the latest on that. And is this the deal that Man United are waiting to do? Is this why they won't move on Kone, or they won't move on Scott, or they won't move on anybody else because they feel there's a chance to get Tchouameni? We'll talk about that as well. Also big stuff coming out around the youth at Manchester United and how they think they're making the right choices by signing young players for the future. Do you think that's the right choice for Manchester United? And as well, Xerxes can only be loaned. Why is that? And again, another player being sold for massive money. Trafford, a reserve goalkeeper at Man City, going for £40 million. People say Man United need to sell to buy. Well, the problem with that is you need to be able to sell first, and we cannot sell.
We'll talk about Camavinga in just a second because that's also a likely option. But I think the most likely option that United would do from Real Madrid is Tchouameni. Tchouameni is the dream signing for Manchester United. Yeah. We have tracked him for years. We wanted him before he went to Real Madrid. Yeah. We signed Casemiro and Real Madrid signed Tchouameni as their Casemiro replacement. Yeah. It makes sense to me. And okay, yeah, Real Madrid will have to say to Tchouameni, we're bringing Rodri in, the game times aren't going to be the same, but that is looking pretty likely. Yeah. Rodri going to Man City is looking pretty likely. And well, there's been an update on Tchouameni because with Tchouameni, just to get everybody right up to speed, which I'm sure you are, but if you're not, it has been will be, won't be, basically the whole summer. Yeah. Tchouameni was the dream signing. Yeah. That was very much pitched after we missed out on Elliot Anderson. Tchouameni is the dream signing, is the dream Casemiro replacement. We've wanted him for ages. Then it was Tchouameni will only leave Real Madrid if Real Madrid tell him that he's not part of the plans. And if that happens, he's very much open to joining Manchester United. Yeah. Then it was Tchouameni will leave if Rodri comes in. Then it was Rodri wasn't coming. Then it was Tchouameni signing a new deal. Then that new deal was never actually pictured or announced by Real Madrid. Yeah. Now the Rodri deal seems to be back on. And now it's been said that Tchouameni could also be back on. But the question is it Manchester United sort of allowing this story to progress because it's Manchester United and because we've not really made a massive signing, or is there actually some truth in this? Well, the latest update is from Stephen Ralston at the MEN, and he has said Aurélien Tchouameni to Manchester United. Speaking to a United source across the weekend in Trondheim, they were in the price, but how much they would want remains to be seen and whether they are willing to sell it all. So basically, what he's trying to say there is United would love Tchouameni, but it just depends whether he's going to be available at a cost that Manchester United can do. And United feel like they don't want to go too high on wages, and also we've seen we don't want to go too high on a transfer fee. I mean, what are your thoughts? If you actually look at the money that we're making because of Champions League, if you look at the Højlund sale coming in, if you look at Casemiro's wage going off the books, if you look at actually the money we have to play with, and you go through, I mean, I'm not an accountant, it looks like United could spend 250 million this summer. We're just not willing to do it. I
mean, let's be honest, last season we didn't think we could spend as much as we did. You know, when we got Sesko and Bumo, Cunha, Senny Lamens, you know, so we actually spent more, in my opinion, we spent more than I thought we could. But I think, look, considering the point that we're at in terms of we've just got Michael Carrick in terms of like a new manager, you want to kind of give him at least one solid window. Because let's be honest, if Carrick doesn't perform by the end of this year, or even halfway through the season, there's going to be real conversations. There's a chance he might not even make it to the end of the season if he doesn't perform.
Shouldn't happen. Based off this transfer window, shouldn't happen.
But I think you have to give, I mean, they gave it to Amrim, they gave it to Ten Hag, they gave it to Oli. Every manager has had at least one solid window where they've got in at least 2 or 3 very good, decent players. And so I think in terms of that, you have to give Carrick, at least some of the players that he wants. And I think Tchouameni, I mean, looking at the midfield, I don't think we've necessarily signed that, out and out top midfielder that we've been talking about all summer. And I think Carrick wants somebody to be that player. And yes, Tielemans is great, Santos is great. These are 2 good signings, but we are still looking for that key, I guess, marquee signing. And it really does look like Tchouameni is the only name left in that hat. So I think they should go and get him.
I agree, and that's why the thumbnail of this video. And by the way, everyone, I apologise if it is going in and out. I've seen some comments saying the stream is in and out. I'm not sure if that's the case, but we are working on it, and hopefully we are smooth sailing now. In and out, a little bit like United's transfer window. Will they, won't we? But the thumbnail says just do it, because, I mean...
Let's start off by talking about Danny Welbeck, because Chelsea have done some very strange things today. Chelsea are trying to sign Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson. The year is not 2016, the year is 2026. What Chelsea are doing has got no concern of mine. unless they're going to try and sell as Liam Delap. But would you sign Danny Welbeck? Now, look, Ricky would love Man United to sign Danny Welbeck. I've always been a little bit conflicted on this because it's very short term. If you sign Danny Welbeck, he's 34. It's 1, maybe 2 years at a push. It's ridiculously short term, and I think I may well have said at the start of the summer it's a big no from me. But it's the end of July, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big yes from me now. This is sort of like...
Manchester United have made an offer to sign Real Madrid star Aurelien Tchouameni as they search for a third midfield signing, according to reports. The Red Devils have already completed 4 signings so far this summer with Andre Santos, £48 million, Chelsea, Carl Darlow, free, Leeds United, Yuri Tielemans, £35 million, Aston Villa, and Tynan Thompson, £8 million, Tottenham, all joining. Santos and Tielemans are 2 of 3 midfield signings Man United wanted to get over the line this summer, with a deal for Atalanta star Ederson falling through for medical reasons. Manchester Evening News reporter Tyrone Marshall recently revealed that no top target has been identified as Man United hunt that final midfield signing. Marshall said in a Q&A, "I've been told United have a long list of midfield options this summer, which is why they are being linked with everyone. A lot of the names you've seen in the last few days are potential signings. As it stands, no top target has been identified, although there have been talks with the representatives of some players to try and assess the kind of finances involved in a deal. In my opinion, Aurelien Tchouameni remains the dream signing for United here, and while they run the rule over several midfielders, they are happy to wait at the moment and see if his situation at Real Madrid changes." However, Tchouameni's name has kept coming up in recent weeks, and reports in Spain are claiming that Man United have made a €80 million, £68 million offer to Real Madrid for the France international. The report adds, Real Madrid is analysing the sporting and financial impact of letting go of one of its midfielders. Tchouameni is 26 years old, has 2 years left on his contract, and plays in a position for which the team would need to find a replacement. The fee offered by the English club would be one of the biggest revenues the club has ever received from a sale. However, the final price will have to reflect both the initial investment and the role the Frenchman plays in the squad rotation. Manchester United are looking for a central midfielder capable of playing in front of the defence. The departure of Casemiro and injuries to other members of the squad have increased the need to sign a player for that position. Has Tchouameni already agreed a new contract at Real Madrid? Fabrizio Romano has recently thrown doubt over a deal with Tchouameni already agreeing a new contract to remain at Real Madrid, although it hasn't been officially announced. Romano explained on his YouTube channel last week, "Guys, I told you several times that Tchouameni is considered internally at Man United as the dream midfielder, as the perfect midfielder. Thanks for watching, but if you want to stay updated on everything happening at Manchester United, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our latest updates."